Welcome. Today we're diving into something that shapes millions of lives but often goes completely unnoticed: the professional care relationship. Think of it as this invisible framework, a set of guidelines that makes compassionate, effective, and safe support even possible. So let's jump right in. And this really gets us to the heart of the matter, the big question, right? In a job that demands so much warmth and human connection, where do you draw the line between being friendly and actually being a friend? It's a super important distinction, and honestly, getting it right changes everything. All right, so let's tackle that question head on. What is it that really makes the dynamic between a support worker and a client so fundamentally different from a friendship? It all boils down to one key difference. A friendship, that's a two-way street. It's mutual, it's personal. But a professional relationship is totally 100% client-focused. Now, it's absolutely still built on respect and trust, but it has a very specific purpose. It only exists to serve one goal: the client's well-being. And man, this quote just nails it. The relationship is about giving support, not getting something back, not personal gain, not even the comfort of a new friendship. It's a one-way flow of care, and that incredible focus is exactly what makes it so powerful. Okay, so if the relationship has to be that laser-focused, how do you actually maintain that? Well, the answer is one of the most important concepts in the entire field of care: professional boundaries. And I really love this metaphor of a protective frame. See, boundaries aren't meant to be these cold, rigid walls that just keep people out. It's better to think of them like the frame around a picture. They give it structure, they keep the focus clear, and they protect what's inside, which in this case is a safe, trusting, and professional relationship. And there's a huge reason this frame is so critical. Without it, the risks are seriously high. When you have blurred lines, it's not just confusing. It can lead to real emotional harm, create massive conflicts of interest, or even cause a client to become way too dependent on a specific worker. And in the worst cases, it can spiral into major ethical and legal trouble. That trust is absolutely not negotiable. But of course, no one lives in a vacuum, right? The person getting care doesn't exist in a bubble. So let's zoom out a little and look at the wider circle they're a part of. And that starts with the family. And let's be real, family today can mean so many different things. It's not just the classic nuclear model anymore. Understanding if you're working with a huge extended family, a single-parent household, or maybe a chosen family built on deep friendships, that's critical. Each one of these structures has its own unique way of communicating, its own expectations, its own history. A good support worker has to know how to navigate that whole landscape to really be effective. So, what does supporting these families actually look like? Well, there's a real playbook for it. Providing education isn't just about dumping facts, it's about getting everyone on the same page. Including the family in planning isn't just being polite, it's a strategy to bring people together who might have very different ideas about what's best. It's all about empowering that whole family unit so they can be part of the solution. And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle. We've talked about the one-on-one relationship, the boundaries, the family, but what's it all for? What is the ultimate end game that guides all of this? First, let's talk about something we all prize: independence. For a client, being able to meet your own needs isn't just about practicality. As our source material points out, it's a deep, profound source of dignity and self-esteem. Now, on the flip side of that coin, you've got dependence. This is when you have to rely completely on others, usually because of illness, a disability, or just the process of aging. And this is typically the state that brings professional care into a person's life in the first place. And this is where it all comes together. The real goal isn't just to fight off dependence or even push for total independence. It's to build toward this really beautiful, healthy balance called interdependence. This is where people rely on each other for support while still holding on to their own independence and agency. It's not about one person doing everything, it's all about teamwork. And that's really the core of it, isn't it? The ultimate goal of professional care isn't just to help one person, it's to build a whole collaborative team: the client, the support worker, the family, where everybody has a part to play in creating a supportive and dignified life. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. In a world that so often celebrates total self-reliance as the ultimate goal, have we maybe forgotten the incredible strength, the dignity, and the humanity that comes from knowing how to rely on each other?